Hope for the BNP this election. It'll be a very close one, as we're seeing, but there's still hope for us in this election.
Well, let's see what's happening at QJ. Kelly Shaw. Thank you so much, Dion. An exciting night indeed. I don't have an update in terms of the voter turnout, but what I can tell you is that there have been some changes on the board. We're seeing now where the Jamaica Labour Party is leading in 36 of the constituencies, while the People's National Party is leading in 27. Now, again, the Jamaica Labour Party leading in 36 constituencies and the People's National Party leading in 27. Now, we're seeing steady progress in terms of the counting. And earlier, Dion, we did mention that for St. Andrews South Eastern, 100% of the boxes have been completed. And in St. Andrew Eastern, 100% of the boxes completed as well. Now, looking at some of the other constituencies in Kingston East and Port Royal, 75% completed. And the People's National Party leading in that constituency. Now, moving over to St. Ann Northeastern, and we're seeing where the Jamaica Labour Party is leading in that constituency, over 8,100 votes. To the People's National Party, 5,873 votes. Again, we're still waiting in terms of the final update in some of the areas. We're seeing where some constituencies, for instance, Clarendon Southeastern, 50% of the boxes counted so far. In St. Catherine Southeastern, 21% of the boxes counted. Dion, I'll continue to monitor what's happening here and provide you with the latest figures as they become available. It's back to you. Thank you so much, Kelly Shaw. So JLP leading in 36 seats right now, PNP with 27. Ron?
36 seats by 27.
We will win. We will win. We're looking good. We're looking good. Yes, we have lost some seats, yes. But you could see that Labour Party prepared for this moment. How we campaigned throughout Jamaica, choosing Jamaica, sticking to the performance that we did for the last 9 years. And so how we campaigned is a result of what you're seeing today. There are some seats where you saw the energy, the PNP brought the energy, but on the day you see the Labour Party winning comfortably. And there is one in Kingston that could be a surprise tonight.
Would that be Central Kingston?
Yes, we're talking about Central Kingston.
Well, I figured it wouldn't have been Western Kingston, which we just saw declared for. That's one more thing.
It's on the screen now.
Okay, there's Central Kingston, 75 boxes out of 80. Donovan Williams leading with 4,575 votes to Steve McGregor's 4,375. So that's about an 800 vote difference at this point with 5 boxes left to go.
Not 800. 190 something.
All right, I can't count. I need to give up trying to do math.
I shade on the 200.
I need to give up trying to do math in my head.
But he won that seat by only 300 in the last election, and it seems to me that the early lead from Steve McGregor in the night, those boxes were probably coming from Allman Town, which is their stronger of the two divisions. So perhaps it's the Raytown boxes coming in now, but let's see what happens for the rest of the 5 or so that's outstanding.
East Kingston and Port Royal declared for Philip Paulwell of the PNP. And 77 votes there for the JPP candidate. Here is St. Andrew Western with Tony Hilton, 3,981 votes.
One of the politicians.
2,673. Of the JPP, 48 votes. 72 boxes of 134. And here's Delroy Chuck in, I think this is already called for Delroy Chuck.
Let me see. Where could we hear where we go? No, go on. Current gone. The internet start the trouble. All of a sudden. People are wicked, you know. People then cut down the internet for us. Not telling you that my internet gone. Connect without internet. That's not bad. But should I just switch to? It should I just switch to that one? I should I just switch to the? You should I just switch to? Connect without internet. But me sure should I have service on this one.
What?
Internet I get trouble from too, right?
I know where to see it.
Internet I get trouble from me.
West. 6 boxes out of 100. Lothan Cousins and 76 votes. Robert Chin of the JLP 4,795. Dwayne Thomas 40 of the JPP. So we can call for Lothan Cousins. And he's a really good MP, Lothan Cousins. Let's go over now to JLP headquarters where Andrew Chisholm is on location.
Thank you, Dion. Things have gone exciting here at the JLP headquarters. As you can hear, as the results are in, the supporters are shouting, they're ringing their bells, and it's an overall jubilant atmosphere here. So I am now joined by 2 supporters who are interrupting their celebrations. Aisha and Renardo, good night. You're live on TVJ. First of all, why was it important to be here?
We are confident of victory, and we are sure it's 35 seats. So we have no other reason but to bet this coming victory.
35 seats in the area.
Oh, you have your bell right there.
Third term, victory. Victory is nice. I'm happy about everything.
Which constituency you voted?
East.
Kingston.
East what?
Center.
And you?
The Mavic West Kingston.
And I'm sure Kenzie will be winning back his seat.
No doubt about that.
So, Asmin, how are you feeling?
You know, I'm actually feeling confident because it's impressive as how we have started at 12 months. So things again is coming in the way how I would like to do.
We get a nice cross
And it's a
here.
family affair for you. You're here alone?
No, I'm here. I'm actually with 2 of my nephews and my little cousin.
What about you, Aisha?
With friends. I'm here with friends.
Right. Go back to ringing your bell. Sorry to interrupt you. Thank you very much, Renardo, and back to the studio.
They have technical problems
For
too.
that, Andrea, and of course we'll touch base with the 2 headquarters as the and we're going to be going to some more results. Let's take a break and we'll be back.
Call floor. Back your win. May I have problem with the internet. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna take off the Wi-Fi. But this it should I do the same thing like the phone? Like it live. Dr. Win, third term. Again, we're not gonna lose our same thing. Come on. Me come and eat sardine and bread and onion and pepper. You know? We'll be right back. Are there more technical problem? Commercial term. Labor right to not gone with you again. Bumbo. No, make no difference to me. Same treatment. No, make no difference to me, Rasta. Same treatment I go on. Same treatment. So all who that's a good or bad. We're about going with him. Not even bell me no hear ring. Me no hear a bell ring. Me no hear nothing.
Somebody come through the window. See window here, you know.
What do I do? When I have to wake up a morning and call to my neighbor same way. Talk truth. I have to wake up tomorrow and call to my neighbor same way. Can't do nothing. Huh? I have to call to my neighbor tomorrow same way. Morning, neighbor.
Oh, so we 60 boxes out of 140. The PNP's ISAT bucket 3,552. The Charles 3,293. Tracy and Gillespie Harris of the Progressive 19 votes. So this is with 61 boxes of one count.
Isaac Khalid report if you know.
Here's one is Audrey Marks at 5,003 votes. Ms. Valentin Wint, 313. Clive Ward of the JPP, 18 votes and 68 boxes of 111. And on Southeastern, we have JLP's Pernell Charles Jr.,
1,400 Sian Barneswell of the PNP, former mayor, 1,005 2 Sian Thomas of the with 11 votes. That's pretty early still. 22 boxes out, 140.
That is for a while now.
Yeah, I think we've been stuck there. Earl, let me hand over to you.
That's the old Bustamante and Hugh Shearer seat. Strong, yes, strong JLBC. Manchester North Western, 6 of 104 boxes. Michael Phillips continues to lead for the 4,258 to Damian Young of the 61. Tricia Stewart Angus of the Central. 117 of 139 boxes. Donovan Mitchell, 7,617 votes to the incumbent Rhoda Crawford, 7,335. It's getting close to the end.
Let's go back now to PNP headquarters with Dwayne.
Thank you so much. So this is very close, and the actual four constituencies are even closer. Closer it is.
I'm a break up, man.
If you ask them, they are winning by 2 of these hundreds of PNP supporter quarters. Interestingly named Mr. Green, who is People's National Party supporter. Mr. Green, his performance so far. What is his performance so far?
Well, it's performance, and I think we can win this election tonight.
Right.
Early to call, but I think we can win it.
Why are you so confident?
Because if you look at the seats, they are very close. And the last election, they were like by 2010. This time around, the PNP people have come out, not so much like we have to come out, but they come out. Understand? So I'm living.
If it polling station then did our vote, more vote to that out there.
Supporters and even some party were saying that you could get
Enough people are going to vote.
What are you predicting now?
I'm predicting that 32.
Oh, that would be very interesting name, Mr. Green, People's National Party supporter. I'm Joe Member of the People's National Party. Sir, remind me your name, please, and tell Jamaica what's your name.
Mr. Forbes.
The name is... Yes. So today we are here at Mass in Manchester, gathering it, and we are moving forward. We are moving forward. It's not to be close. Is it closer than you'd have wanted? The race is not finished as yet. The fat lady. We are here. We have the fat lady's number. What is she? Well, the fat lady is also. I know it's victory. Marching. But as the results from the fat lady, I hope you share it with me. As you can imagine, as I expect atmosphere here at the People's National Party's headquarters, these supporters very confident. They are certain they're going to win it. Until then.
Thank you so much, and let's back with more from our election. Results show vote 2025 in January.
I didn't time a big back should have turned on. Big back now on the internet. A big back could not play better. Hello, a big back TV there. I know me plug in. You know, I not one piece of string run I back. Even piece of clothespin wire. He said, we will be right back. Even a piece of clothespin wire. Man. Now I know internet at all. I don't have trouble this. Then go on break. So what do you think? Election fair? I wanna alone can't talk, you know. Isaac, go and go to a party town. I never expect him to go so near. Near, man.
030. Huh. 95452 Jeffrey, I can't believe a woman beat doing what? Listen to me. This is Jamaica, you know. This is Jamaica. And I said it to you all long time, you know, but you know, let me.
No understand what I'm going. Jamaican people, them are sample, you know. Andrew, I get a fight in his seat. No joke. Where's it? Andrew seat and shade cup round there? That no look good. No look good, you know. You know, look good for former Prime Minister. For him seat should have declared for early out. Talk it truth. As the Prime Minister for him seat, nothing no problem. For him seat could have just call out. Yeah, for him seat will just call out.
Wherever you are, whichever of our platforms you are listening or viewing this coverage on. Now, I think at this point, though, what we can say is that it's not going to be a landslide for either side. And I have to say, I think that's good for the parliament and good for democracy overall.
Yeah,
Okay,
two of them in our parliament, then if I say.
St. Elizabeth Southwest, one of the seats to watch. Floyd Green, the incumbent, is leading with 4,949 votes to Miranda Wellington of the PNP, 4,349. So he has a fairly comfortable lead at the moment in the context of that constituency. St. Elizabeth Southeastern, very close. Norman Scott of the PNP, 1,004 votes. The incumbent Franklin Witter, 991. And Raymond Dobbs of the JPP, he has 11 votes. Westmoreland Central, Dwayne Vaz seems to be headed back to Parliament, 7,547 to the incumbent, George Wright, 6,074. Kathleen Greenwood has 31, she's from the JPP, and Don Foote, 29.
I'm seeing a message here from one of our reporters. We're hearing that ballot boxes were still coming in at the content center in Trelawney just up to some minutes ago. We're told that there was heavy traffic. That's why we weren't seeing a lot. Go ahead.
Early days still in Westmoreland Western, but the JLP's Garfield James, a former PNP member, he has 50.5% to Ian Hales of the PNP, 48.6%. And Ian Hales is a former JLP member. So that's
where the back side is, they switch.
0.7%, 13 votes, and Bertland Madden of the JPP, 4 votes. Hanover Eastern, 58 of 99 boxes. Andrea Perkis of the PNP, 54%, that's 3,334, to Dave Brown, the incumbent of the JLP, 2,789. Craig Eubanks of the JPP, 19 votes. And Jordan Cunningham of the UIC, 9 votes. Hanover Western, Heather Miller Bennett of the PNP, 5,499. Tamika Davis, the incumbent of the JLP, 4,728. Leonard Sharp of the JPP, 51. That's 96 of 116 boxes. It seems the PNP might be on its way to retaking both Hanover seats. Portland Eastern, 96 boxes of 140. It's looking good for the PNP. Isaac Buchanan with 5,636 votes, and Marie Vaz of the JLP, she's the incumbent, 5,224. But there are many boxes to be counted yet.
The country box them, man. I and Maria win out.
Portland Western, 74 of 104. And Daryl Vaz, the incumbent of the JLP, 4,164 to Doreen Campbell of the PNP, 3,350. Michael Aiken of the JLP has 12 votes.
And just to call our viewers and listeners' attention, call our viewers' attention and let our listeners know, if you look at a little icon at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, that's telling you the number of seats that have been completed and declared. So you're seeing there 11 for the JLP, 9 for the PNP. So of course, just to make the distinction, those are the ones that have been completed, as opposed to what we get when we go to
vote behind. Daryl Vaz, 800 votes ahead.
Who is leading.
That's where I am.
In St. Anne Southwestern, it looks like order has been restored. Xavier Main of the JLP, he has 4,426. Danishka Williams of the PNP, 3,221. Clive Edwards of the JPP, 26 votes. So it's a comfortable lead at the moment for Xavier Main.
And speaking of Kalisha, let's go to her at EOJ.
Thank you so much, Dion. Just a quick update in terms of what we're seeing on our end here at the ECJ. So far, again, an update in terms of the lead. So far, the Jamaica Labour Party leading in 34 seats. The People's National Party now leading in 29 seats. I know the last time we spoke, I said the JLP was leading in 36 seats and the PNP was leading in 27 seats. So we've seen a change now. JLP leading in 34 seats and the People's National Party leading in 29 seats. I also saw the final count for St. Catherine East Central, and I can say the Jamaica Labour Party won that. Party's Raymond Price going against the Jamaica Labour Party's Orlando Terrelong, and that's one of the seats where the People's National Party has not won it. The only one that's seat once since it was created, and the Jamaica Labour Party has won that seat twice since it was created in 2011. If you would move with me, I'm going. So we're here. I'm going to throw back to you until next time.
Okay, thank you so much for that update.
Yeah, technical issues.
The JLP now leading in
Just
34
say,
seats, PNP leading in 29. And again, the icon at the bottom of the screen, the JLP has so far won 11 seats, the PNP has won 9. Okay, here's St. Anne Northwestern, the JLP's Crystal Lee, now in front with 5,408 votes to the PNP's Gabriella Morris, 5,011, 93 boxes of 135.
It's not ready for call it.
I just want to go back to Xavier Main's seat. Mr. Moxham said order has been restored. Hard-working member of parliament, also good organizer, and so I'm not surprised by that.
Trelawney Northern on screen, 84 boxes of 146. The PNP's Wickham McNeil, 4,468 votes. The Toba Hamilton of the JLP, 4,132, 84 boxes of 146. And here's Trelawney South, 21 boxes of 96. The JLP's Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, 1,352. Paul Patmore of the PNP, 1,246. And we go now to St. James South. Haven't seen this for a bit, I think. 79 boxes of 110. The PNP's Nikisha Burchell, 4,471. The JLP's Homer Davis, 4,307. Leon Cunningham of the JPP has 12 votes. St. James West Central, 58 boxes of 106, so they're about halfway there. The JLP's Marley Malahoo Fort, the incumbent, 3,332. Andre Horton of the PNP, 2,921. Clifford Barnett, 13 votes. St. James East Central, 94 boxes of 117. Ed Bartlett of the JLP, 5,850. Rochelle Reed Knott of the PNP, 3,782. And we are moving on to...
Well, I'm drink a nice cup of tea.
See. Here's St. Thomas Eastern.
I eat a small piece I got
This is
some.
105
Not big, just a
boxes
small
of
piece.
128. The PNP is Yvonne Shaw,
Little sardine.
5,982. The JLP is
Meridian.
Michelle Charles, the incumbent, 5,595. Claudius Wong has 28 votes. Jovian Blair of the JPP has 20.
Alright.
I think Yvonne Rosemary Shaw used to be a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. I think she actually worked very closely with Dr. Michelle Charles' father, Colonel
Thank your
Charles
father,
Senior,
me can come and get something for you.
many years.
You couldn't take no more up.
And she was a former mayor in Morant Bay as well, right, Earl?
Me never did one.
So she's putting up a fight, and it seems as
Me
if the
really eat her
GLP is going to lose one of the St. Thomas seats.
Here's the other one up there, St. Thomas Western, 105 of 163. James Robertson of the JLP, 5,443. The PNP's Hubert Williams, 4,806. Carleen Affleck of the JPP, 35 votes. And St. Catherine Southeastern, this is the one I think you've been saying we hadn't seen. This is about, not quite 50% there, 48 boxes of 135. Alfred Dawes of the PNP, 2,716. Robert Miller of the JLP, 2,617. No, go again, 2,615. Casey and Radcliffe of the JPP, 30.
It's just 99 ahead.
I think this is literally the first time we've seen this one all night.
My count is a little bit
Crawford.
1 second for me. St. Catherine Northwestern, 83 boxes of 122. Damian Crawford of the PNP, 4,328. Newton Amos of the JLP, 3,598. Lloyd Smith has 12 votes of the JPP.
The far. Wow.
We go to St. Andrew East Central, 63 boxes of 113. Dennis Gordon of the PNP, 3,301. Davian Vassell of the JLP, 2,774. Princess Ford of the JPP, 57. You were saying this is Peter Phillips' old constituency.
Young candidate, going well so far, going well. Mr. Vassell.
DK Duncan's constituency in another lifetime as well.
Here's Juliet Holness, St. Andrew East Rural, 77 boxes of 137. She has 4,925 votes to the PNP's Patrick Peterkin, 4,545. Kamisha Hendricks, 29 votes of UIC. Purcell Jackson of the JPP,
That not
23
too near.
Speaker of the House.
Former,
yes.
I don't think we've seen this one for a while. St. Andrew West Rural, 124 boxes of 140. And the incumbent, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, with 7,152. To Joan Gordon Webley of the PNP, 6,213. George Roach of the JPP, 62 votes.
And only 16 boxes to go.
Earl, let me let you take over.
Manchester North Eastern, Audrey Marks of the PNP, 56%, 6,472 votes to Valentin Wint of the PNP, 5,144. Clive Warren of the JPP, 30. That's a seat that was dominated by Audley Shaw for...
The election here go close. Labour
Manchester
third
North
term
83 of
is
104
on.
boxes.
Come PNP, you know answer
The
there.
PNP, 5,625. Damian Young of the JLP, 4,521. Tricia Stewart Angus of the JPP, 28 votes.
I know, them alone are sitting in our house this time. Your house
St. Elizabeth
90.
Southeastern, Norman Scott continues to lead, but is only 17 of 109 boxes. He has 1,004 votes to Franklin Witter, 991. Raymond Dobbs of the JPP, 11 votes. St. Catherine Eastern, Denise Daly of the PNP, 6,589. Dwight Pekup, or Peku rather, of the JLP, 4,387. Lance Watson of the JPP, 74 votes. Clarendon Northern, Wavell Hines continues to lead there. It's 81 of 100 boxes, and he has 4,380 votes to Dwight Sibley's, the incumbent of the JLP, 4,303. Jodelyn Casey Edwards of the JPP, 19 votes. Clarendon North Central, Robert Morgan seems to be headed to retaining that seat, 85 of 104 boxes, 4,527 votes for Robert Morgan, and R.J. Dixon, 3,406. Joy Johnson Roy, 24 votes, and she's from the JPP. And in Clarendon Southeastern, 25 boxes of 144, Pernell Charles Jr. continues to lead handily with 1,639 votes to Sian Barneswell, 1,132 votes. Sian Thomas of the JPP, 12 votes. St. Catherine Northwestern, Damian Crawford, 4,608 votes for the PNP, and Newton Amos for the JLP, 3,781. Lloyd Smith of the JPP, 13 votes, 89 boxes of 122. St. Mary's Southeastern, very close. Norman Dunn, the incumbents, 3,678. Christopher Brown of the PNP, 3,577. Mark Hutchinson of the JPP, 12 votes, 63 of 112 boxes. St. Mary's Central, Omar Newell of the PNP, 5,904 votes. Nathaniel Maraj of the JLP, 4,345. Rena Rose Cargill, 11 votes for the JPP, 85 of 105 boxes. That would be a hold for the PNP. St. Mary Western, Robert Montague, the incumbent, 3,641, doing very well against Omar Woodbine of the PNP, 5,683 votes. Chase Neal of the UIC, 22 votes, 99 of 147 boxes.
Chairman of the party is looking good. Yeah, he's looking really good.
And Kingston Central, 75 of 80 boxes. The incumbent, Donovan Williams, seeking to hold it for the JLP, 4,575 votes. Steve McGregor of the PNP, 4,377 votes. Garth Barnett of the UIC, 22 votes.
Boy, Labour gone with it.
In
Central
to Northwestern, 4,402 votes to Ethelene Miller Simpson of the PNP, 3,293 votes. Orlando
One day.
of the
It a come to the
79
integrity, you know.
votes, and that is 80 boxes of 112 counted.
Okay, let's just stick a pin, take a break, and we'll be back with much more results, all the latest, when we come back with our results show for 2025. Do stay with us.
Wanna hear? All who are fret. And Jolene is getting third term. Yeah. Andrew Holiness getting third term. One thing. Let me tell you now. think? Boy, we can't see a orange put up there and say, all right, we have two smart in the house. The house no empty again. I believe in it, so you know, some of the other people don't feel in the house too, man. When one somebody make a decision, still so we're right back. When they come back, you will see it. Make it come right back. Come on if you happy, man. The house now empty, you know, one somebody at the house. One did if you say yes and one did if you say no. So this is a better one to come out. Whether PNP win or GLP win, the house did have just one set of people. Yeah, it's better now. Some PNP are going there. So they have some talk, they never have no talk before. Or some GLP are going there. As we see, GLP are lead. Boy, PNP don't come out. Before they don't come out, then come out, man.
Thank you so much for staying with us for TVJ's live coverage of the 2025 elections, vote 2025. And let's go first of all back to the Electoral Office, the EOJ, with Kalisha for an update.
Thank you, Dion. Now the race is heating up. Now earlier we saw the People's National Party leading in 30 seats and the Jamaica Labour Party leading in 33 seats. But now from what I'm looking at on the chart again, the People's National Party is back to leading at 29 seats and the Jamaica Labour Party 34 seats. I'm going to move over to this chart to my right, and one of the constituencies we've been monitoring closely, Dion, that's Trelawney Northern. As you know, in the last general election, the Jamaica Labour Party won that seat. It was a surprise for many people because the Jamaica Labour Party had not won that seat in decades. And we're seeing now the People's National Parties, Wickham McNeil, leading in that constituency, 6,637 votes, to the Jamaica Labour Party's Tova Hamilton, 5,686 votes. Another constituency, Dion, that we have been monitoring closely, that's Manchester Central, where the Jamaica Labour Party won for the first time in decades in 2020. But what we're seeing now, well, it's still close in that constituency. Just 130 of the 139 boxes counted, and the Jamaica Labour Party Jamaica Labour Party's Rhoda Moore Crawford leading by 8,399 votes to the PNP's 8,314 votes. I'm going to ask the videographer to just come with me to the other screen I'm looking at right now. Going again to St. James Southern. Another one we've been watching, we're seeing where the People's National Party has a slight lead in that constituency. The Nikisha Burchell leading their 5,870 votes to the former mayor Homer Davis 5,644 votes. Going now over to St. Thomas Eastern, and we're seeing where the People's National Party's Yvonne Shaw, she's leading by 6,600, well, her tally now is 6,604 votes to the incumbent, Dr. Michelle Charles, 6,177 votes. Another one that people have been watching, and many people are saying that it seems as if it is a surprise to them. We're seeing for Portland Eastern, the People's National Party is leading in that constituency. As many people know, the Jamaica Labour Party's Anne-Marie Vaz won that division, that constituency in 2020 after a 30-year drought for the Jamaica Labour Party, and Isaac Buchanan of the People's National Party is leading in that constituency, 96 of 140 boxes counted. Now, Dion, overall, we're seeing an 85.2% of the boxes completed, and I'll have some more updates for you as soon as they become available. But again, Dion, the race is heating up. It's back to you.
Yeah, man, to reach on to nitty-gritty, you know.
All right, thank you so much, Kalisha. And it certainly is. And you heard Kalisha there saying the numbers.
It's going down to nitty-gritty.
From 3330 to back to 3429. And that East Portland seat, Earl, a quick comment on what we're seeing there.
Well, this one would be a bit of a shake-up. Many people expected Anne-Marie Vaz, the incumbent, to hold it fairly easily, but we did see that Isaac Buchanan was mounting a serious challenge. And so, bearing in mind that this has been historically a strong PNP seat, perhaps it should not be surprising that it is this competitive.
Yeah, it's a seat the PNP used to win by over 1,000 and then over 2,000 votes. Mm-hmm. So it was really because of Anne-Marie Vaz's ground operation why she was able to win the by-election and to hold on to it in 2020. 2020 was a misnomer. So what we're seeing now is a rebalancing of the scales. I expect at the end of tonight, the entire western belt of the country to go back orange because it was never really a green space. So Westmoreland 3, we see Eastern Westmoreland going to Dayton Campbell by over 1,000, which is how they used to win there, except in 2020 when Luther Buchanan lost by 11. But Central,
so 11 votes. To just say this is another one that's now completed. The PNP's Richard Azan taking Clarendon Northwestern over the JLP's Warren Newby, with Azan having polled 6,989 votes to the JLP's Warren Newby 6,490. Kevin Palmer picked up some votes there. And here is Westmoreland Eastern. This is showing 121 of 123 votes. It's been given now to Dayton Campbell of the PNP, 7,434 votes over Daniel Lawrence's 5,556. Here's Westmoreland Central, 169 of 70. It's given now to Dwayne Vaz of the PNP back in Parliament with 9,869 over George Wright's 8,326. Kathleen Greenwood with 39 votes and Don Foot with 38. And Westmoreland Western Westmoreland now. This is 108 of 138. Ian Hales of the PNP, 6,454. Garfield James of the JLP, 4,820. Gilbert James, 54. Bertrand Madden of the JPP, 23 votes. St. Anne's Southwestern, 108 boxes of 138. This has Xavier Main, 5,069 votes over Denishka Williams of the PNP, 3,698. Clive Edwards, 28 votes, and that's 73 boxes of 105. And we have St. Anne Northwestern, 73 boxes of 105. Crystal Lee, the incumbent, holding on here at the moment with a lead with 7,346. Gabriella Morris, our first time out, 6,924. That's 10 boxes left to count in this constituency. Let's go now to the JLP headquarters.
No,
It's turning into a party-like atmosphere here at the JLP headquarters, Leon. As you can see behind me, you will see that a number of JLP supporters are dancing. They're ringing their bells. They're playing one of their favorite anthems on the campaign trail, "The Lord is my shepherd." So that is the mood here at the moment. I'm now joined by another JLP supporter who is also dancing. Hi, good night. What's your name?
Newton Harris,
Why was it important for you to be here tonight?
to celebrate our victory.
Where did you vote?
I voted in St. Anne Northwestern for Crystal Lee.
So how is the trend looking for you based on what you've picked up so far?
Well, we always knew it would have been a close race, but we put in the work. Crystal has done phenomenally well in the one term. 2 years stolen by COVID, but she's done phenomenally well in terms of the infrastructure, the services, the roads, the health centers, all of the wonderful things that Crystal has done, the water projects with amazing stuff compared to what has gone before. So our constituency really has seen a difference.
Thank you so much.
Sorry?
Thank you so much. I know it's difficult to hear me. So that's the scene here at the JLP headquarters, Leon. Maybe I could just get another supporter. Can you talk to me? Hi, good night. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's your name?
Zachary.
Okay, I see you celebrating. You think you've won?
Yes, I do. I'm very confident for the JLP.
It's not yet too early to declare.
Too early, that doesn't really mean much right now because we're confident we put in the work. We have the achievements to prove that we deserve the third term. So Dr. Holness will return as well as our MPs.
Thank you so much. Well, that's the mood here at the JLP headquarters, Leon. I'll check in with you a few minutes.
You're not a be seated.
Thank you
Me
so
there,
much,
man.
Andrea, and
Me I
we'll
listen
continue
good.
to check in with you and some
Me there, not a be
results
seated.
have been coming in. In
Dr.
fact,
Gunn.
we are now seeing Clarendon Southeastern there with, okay, we moved on to St. Catherine Southwest. Okay, we are going thick and fast, aren't we? So St. Catherine Southwest, Everett Warmington. Here's St. Catherine Southern, Fitzjackson. And St. Catherine Central, Olivia Babsy Grange. So we're kind of moving fast through those. Okay, here we go. St. Elizabeth Southwestern, and as the Sainty boy in the room, Earl, you get to do the honors here. Read the next couple for me.
Floyd Green of the JLP, he's the incumbent, 9,044. Miranda Wellington of the PNP, 7,650. And the significance of this particular seat is that it always goes to the party that wins nationally. So that may be one of the reasons why there's celebration at JLP headquarters at the moment.
Yes.
Clarendon Southeastern, Pernell Charles Jr. of the JLP, 1,824. Sian Barnswell of the PNP, 1,284. And Sian Thomas of the JPP, 13 votes. That's 27 boxes of 144.
That's still early.
Clarendon Northern, Wavell Hines, the cricketer, 5,623 to Dwight Sibley's of the JLP, 5,407. To the Lynn Casey Edwards of the JPP, 20 votes, that's 95 boxes of 104. Of 100 rather. St. Thomas Eastern, 114 of 128 boxes. Yvonne Shaw continues to lead, 6,597. And the incumbent, Michelle Charles of the JLP, 6,188. Claudius Wong is on 31. And Jovian Blair of the JPP, 26. St. Thomas Western, James Robertson, the incumbent, 6,836. Hubert Williams of the PNP, 5,696. And Carleen Affleck of the JPP, 39 votes. That's 125 of 163 boxes rather. St. Andrew West Central, the constituency of the Prime Minister, very, very tight. 87 boxes of 105. Paul Buchanan of the PNP is now leading 4,867 votes to Andrew Holness, 4,762.
To who?
What you said, Earl?
Are you stunned?
You not here.
You don't say one having a sip.
Manchester Northeastern.
But Andrew Holness was supposed to have his seat put
Remarks
on.
of the JLP performing according to tradition there. 6,589 to Valentin Wind of the PNP, 5,207. And Glad Warren of the JPP has 30 votes. If you could go back to that West Central for a moment, the PNP used to dominate that in the days of Dudley Thompson and David Core and AJ Nicholson.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a 1% lead at the moment for Paul Buchanan.
If we could go to St. Elizabeth again, let's see what the other weather vane is saying. Southwest St. Elizabeth.
Wow. Norman Scott of the PNP, 1,004 votes. Franklin Witter, the incumbent from the JLP, 991, but it's only 17 of 109 boxes. Portland Eastern, 96 of 140 boxes. Isaac Buchanan of the PNP, 5,636. Anne-Marie Vaz, the incumbent of the JLP, 5,224. So it's a 4-point lead for Buchanan, and there are 23 votes for the JPP's Tracy Ann Gillespie Harris.
It's not look good.
I think we need to remind the listeners that we call out these figures because we also have listeners on radio.
Oh no, hold on there. Andrew Holness seat a batter.
Now over Wickham McNeil, 6,826 to McNeil, 6,792, and it's 123 of 146 boxes. So we're seeing the finish line.
Oh no, come here.
And Marissa Dalrymple Philibert has restored order in
Me not hear good.
Southern.
I think me hear good.
1,787 to Paul Patmore, 1,486, that's 26 of 96 boxes though. St. Mary's Southeastern, Norman Dunn, the incumbent, he is...
Where did blood? Yeah, hypocrite enough. Where is the JLP with the election, but they don't have no leader? You see her? They can't have the jail.
St. Mary Western, Robert Montague continues to dominate there, 7,219 to Omar Woodbine, 6,398.
Boy, Mark's seat is leading by a wide margin, eh?
Votes.
This is another weather vane seat that indicates to the country as well what is likely to happen. Same for Southwest St. Elizabeth and the other one you mentioned a moment before. So we will see how Mr. Woodbine fares.
This is all
St.
good.
Andrew East Central, Dennis Gordon of the PNP. He's now doing very well, 6,425 to Davion Bassel of the JLP, 3,000.
Let's see the car right there.
Princess Ford of the JPP, 82.
Prime Minister seat for 4 something.
Okay, here's St. Andrew West Rural. This is 136 boxes out of 140. Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of
Me I go lead them, man. Me I lead her.
9 votes. The PNP's Joan Gordon Webley, 6,994. And that's been called for Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. St. Andrew Northwestern, 101 of 112 boxes. Dwayne Smith of the JLP, 5,648. Ethne Miller Simpson, 4,124. Orlando Robinson of the JPP, 106. Here we are back in St. Andrew East Rural, 123 boxes of 1.
Yeah, PNP I lead. I never did me at that one.
8,440.
They still early one.
7,487.
I talk about the Prime Minister one.
45 votes of the UIC. Purchell Jackson of the JPP, 35 votes. Eastern Portland, 130. Did we just read this? Has it moved?
That is just moved.
The movement.
Okay, 131 of 140
Bumbo.
boxes. The PNP's ISAT for Canon, 7,932. And Marie Vaz of the JLP, 7,699. Portland.
Daryl
West
Vaza beat this one.
nearly finished, and 102 of 104 boxes. The JLP's Daryl Val, 6,022 to the PNP's Doreen Campbell, 4,809. Michael Aiken of the JPP, 22 votes.
Doreen
St.
already
James
grown good,
Central,
but he still get vote.
3 boxes of 104. So
By right, them
this
box that don't
is
come so near.
Leroy Clark now. 6,486. The PNP's Janice Allen, 4,620. Okay, and let's just take South, and then we go to a break. St. James Southern. This is nearly completed. Just 1 box left to be counted. And Nikisha Burchell, 6,398. Homer Davis of the JLP, 6,211. Leon Cunningham of the JPP, 16 votes. Let's go to a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Hold on now. This is truly a wake-up call. So, one question me want to ask. If Andrew Holiness now win his seat, what going? Wanna help me up on that one? If the Prime Minister now win his seat, what going? Your wife seat look better than FEMA at the moment. If a Prime Minister now win his seat, what going? Him will lead the JLP, but not the area. Me not know why you would have go for you. Me want to know. A new Prime Minister from the JLP. Oy. By right, you know, film seat we settle and put up. If you make sure film seat settle and put up, you don't supposed to have fight no war for film seat. So you know, look good to me. No what over there. Is that what I don't see? His seat no fear run side of nobody, so. Film seat out of every seat should put on. Don't. Maybe have to transfer power to someone after party. Good evening, Miss Erica. How the Prime Minister they are fight for his seat. The Prime Minister seat no look good, you know, they nowhere near it. So me I ask, me don't know nothing like them there. If you know in his seat, what go on? Remember back still out there. He will win. But things no look good for true. No film seat should have put on film seat should in no argument. Teacher and classmate, good night. Teacher, how things look. Me heard me head at me in America me there. JLP a win man. Right that again up here me block you. If you're right that again up here me back block you. He's off by 105 to be exact. Alright. But I know him alone around there. The one who win here go be the NP. Any result? Right, you don't make me watch you now to back.
Those were breached, and the company is restoring, they said, working to restore as quickly as possible. They said they're also condemning the act which has taken place, as you know, on election day. So if you're having difficulties, that might be the cause.
And Shrewsbury,
What's happening here in St.
when the
Catharines,
man
the
asked me
central
if he
mayor.
carry him,
Let's see, this is
you know, yesterday run over a woman over there
Teradon
within
has
Chuck.
retained
Some
his
Chuck
seat
run over a
with
woman.
6,364 votes. Raymond Price of the PNP polling 5,379 votes. Let's go now to Jamila Maitland, who is in the constituency.
The bell a ring there.
I'm on the Newlands Main Road in St. Catherine East Central, where Jamaica Labour Party voters are in high celebration mood. Now, TV at a shop right now is the main attraction, and that's because they're watching the live results right now. Crowds of people just swarming around the TV, trying to see what's happening with their member of parliament. Now, by the latest data that I had, Alanda Turlock was comfortably winning, and I just saw now from their TV that he was declared the winner. So as you can hear in the background, lots of excitement here on the Newlands Main Road. I'm going to call in a Jamaica Labour Party supporter right now, Kimmy. Kimmy's joining us. You're live on TVJ News. Tell us, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling so excited right now for my nice team MP. Because me I tell you, him work. We're talking about funeral. We're talking about niner. We're talking about graduation. We're talking about assistance. Him said you can put in your pots and that happens every Thursday for assistance. We're talking about education. Him said there. We're talking about all people. Him said there. Warren Turland. Cross the board. We're talking about your house come down. Him said there. 9-night funeral. Him said there. Oh God, man. I feel so excited for my MP. One turn like never two. Give up a nice kiss to my MP. Show labor right.
All right, so that was Kimmy here on the Newlands Main Road. We are in St. Catherine East Central, where Alanda Terlong was declared the winner by the preliminary results. He is now the MP for the third time here in St. Catherine East Central, where he defeated Raymond Price, the PNP's Raymond Price, and there was an independent candidate from the JPP, that is Casey-Ann Radcliffe. I think her name is Casey-Ann Radcliffe. So that's it. Lots of excitement, as you can hear, and they are tuning in to TVJ News, getting the live updates here on what's happening on our results show. There you have it.
Achoo. No, do nothing for St. Elizabeth.
Well, and of course, TVJ is.
I should have the best place where you come, where Prime Minister come from.
Of this election, let's go over back now to the EOJ with Kalisha.
Yes, Dion, we're almost at the finish line. 93% of all the boxes counted, and earlier it's similar to what we saw
Yeah, go
in the previous update.
Watch this one here, Jamaica gone great.
Well, it was 32-31 at one point, and now we're seeing it back at 30-33. So the Jamaica Labour Party leading in 33 constituencies to the People's National Party's 30. An interesting one, Dion, that you pointed to earlier. We're going to go to it. just we're seeing in St. Andrew West Central, the Prime Minister's
We
seat,
don't even
we're
have
seeing
water.
the People's National Party's candidate Paul Buchanan leading in that seat, and we have 87 of the 105 boxes counted. So it's almost 82%
They're not
completed.
better in the
And we're seeing
in
the
the
People's
run
National
for the
Party's candidate leading
so
in
when
the
come
Prime
from.
Minister's constituency. And we're going to move over now to St. Andrew Northwestern, where we're seeing the People's National Party's candidate, Ethne Miller Simpson. She is trailing the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, Dwayne Smith, in that constituency. Going down now to St. Andrew West Rural, where we're seeing, well, the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, the incumbent, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, she is leading in that constituency to 8,290 votes to the People's National Party's candidate, Joan Gordon Webley, 7,157 votes. Now, should the incumbent hold on to this seat, it will be the second time the Jamaica Labour Party has had 3 consecutive wins in that constituency in St. Andrew West Rural. And going over now, if the videographer could just come with me, we're going to St. Anne Northwestern, where we're seeing the People's National Party's candidate, Gabriella Morris, at 6,989 votes to the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, 7,383 votes in that constituency. Final one, Dion, before I come back to you, in Portland Eastern, we're seeing the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate still trailing the People's National Party's candidate, Anne-Marie Vaz, 8,072 votes to the People's National Party's Isaac Buchanan, 8,290 votes. So as I said, we're almost at the finish line for this evening, Dion. 93% of the boxes counted, and again, the People's National Party leading in 30 seats, the GLP leading in 33 seats. It's back to you.
Thank you so much. Really important to get that kind of global picture of what is happening. 33 to 30, and you heard as well, it seemed to have been moving a little bit up and down, but the latest figures there, 33 seats in which the JLP is leading and 30 for the PNP. Here's St. Thomas Eastern again. This is 2 boxes left to count.
Hey, Jace, don't blame your MP.
And
see water
this
problem.
has been declared now
I know, Mrs. So.
of the PNP. The incumbent Michelle Charles has lost this seat, 7,284 at this point, to Yvonne Shaw, and the JLP is Michelle Charles, 6,807. Here's Portland Eastern, 1 box left to count here. Isaac Buchanan, 8,290 votes. This is what Kelisha just read for us, but I wasn't sure of the boxes left to count. So we have 1 box left to count in Portland Eastern.
I'm working on the 200 in front. It's not looking.
Okay. Read from Errol.
Rhoda Crawford, the incumbent, has held on to defeat Donovan Mitchell. She secured 9,035 votes to Donovan Mitchell, 8,861. So that's 1 hold in Manchester for the JLP.
Eastern seat, me that look for. Me that look for Anne-Marie seat where Buckingham, no, they nowhere near.
Best talent in the parliament.
Manchester Northeastern and Audrey Marks has taken it, 7,652 votes to Valentin Wint of the PNP.
We reach up near to us, man.
Clive Warren of the JPP, 33 votes. And it's tightening again in St. Andrew West Central, the Prime Minister's constituency. Paul Buchanan, 4,867 to Dr. Andrew Holness, 4,762. That's 50.5% to 49.5%. Trelawney Northern, and you have Toba Hamilton, the incumbent, leading Dr. Wickham McNeil, 7,408 to McNeil, 7,198, 131 of 146 boxes.
A 1 box left to count for Portland.
Southern.
Darrell Vaz, win down away, say I want to live already.
To lead.
Completed.
Oh, in fact, I didn't see the tick. it's completed, so she has won it for the PNP. So that's one pulled back for the PNP from their last time.
Buckingham work. Yeah, you see him all about how in one name. Doreen not do no work. I'll know up you say no see Doreen no work.
St. James West Central, 71 of 106 boxes.
But they are partly every day. I never see Doreen over here.
4,193 to Andre
Over here
of
is
the
in front of me.
PNP, 3,633.
Them man they have
And Clifford
influence. All
Bandit
counts like
has 15 votes.
I think what we're seeing is that the election is really down to the wire and it's still anybody's game at this point in time. I think what the major
You don't think the PNP has lost?
no, I think there are plays for us to I think there's 2 plays for us to reach at least a 32.
Okay. Feel like I'm listening to the Democrats watching the election and thinking that Kamala Harris
I believe
still had a
Hillary
part.
before.
Hillary had a
there's a
part.
play for us that I can see the play hopefully materialize.
You can see the path of
I
victory.
think yeah.
I
can
tell
see
you, I
the
hear
path
the
of victory.
Democrats.
Yeah, you were counting on Manchester Central, though.
But I guess we traded it for West Central and St. Andrew.
Okay, here's St. Catherine Southeastern here. This is 129 boxes out of 135. And we have the PNP's Alfred Dawes with 7,405 to Robert Miller of the JLP, 6,939. Casey and Radcliffe of the JPP with 64 votes. So 6 boxes left to count here.
Come down to the wire.
This was one of those seats that the PNP had some infighting in.
Yes.
And the question was whether it
All of these seats are did green.
St. Mary's Southeastern. This is 109 boxes out of 112. And we have the PNP's Christopher Brown having pulled ahead a bit now with 6,313 votes. JLP's Norman Dunn, 6,293.
Yeah, that me the
Mark
one here.
Hutchinson of the JPP with 25. I am sure I heard Ron say this one was taken for the JLP. I'm sure I heard that.
I'm St. Mary
Also said it was there.
the chairman's seat.
No, sir, I'm sure said the other one. All right. St. Mary Western, 129 of 147. Bobby Montague, JLP chairman, with 8,182. Omar Wood, is this Woodbine?
Yes.
Of the PNP, 7,403. Chase Neal of the JPP with 31 votes. St. Anne Northwestern, 127 out of 135. Christopher Lee
We
is
couldn't see
holding on
if
to the lead
Buckingham
with
really win this.
7,428 votes. The PNP's Gabriella Morris, 7,077.
That create history to rise.
St. Anne Southwest, 81 out of 105 boxes. The incumbent Xavier Main of the JLP, 5,561 votes. To the PNP's Danishka Williams, 4,104. Clive Edwards of the JPP with 30 votes. Go ahead.
PNP has taken Kingston Central.
Sorry, you have to talk louder.
This
Right.
is showing that the PNP
PNP
has
has-
taken Kingston Central. Let me see. With 100% of the boxes counted. It's
Okay, here we have it on screen.
Oh.
Steve McGregor pulled ahead. This is magisterial recount. 4,739 over Donovan Williams of the JLP. The incumbent 4,727. Swanee did the maths for me. That's 12 votes.
12, yes.
All right, this one is headed to a magisterial recount, but the preliminary vote shows Steve McGregor of the PNP, the winner, Garth Barnett of the UIC with 23 votes. And just to say for viewers and listeners that when you have these kinds of close results, as I said, it's inevitable the parties are going to ask for a magisterial recount. When you see like 200 or 50, that sounds like a small margin, but you're not overturning that in a magisterial recount. 12 votes they might be hoping to overturn. Clarendon Southeastern, Pernell Charles Jr., 94 boxes out of 144, 6,004 votes. Sian Barneswell of the PNP, 4,805. Sian Thomas, 38 votes. So Clifford, you start perk up again. You know, I'm looking at the scales on the two sides. Yeah, at which point one is up and one is down. Here's Northern Clarendon, 95 boxes out of 100. The PNP's Wavell Hines, 5,000. Okay, this declared for Wavell Hines. So the cricketer heads the parliament. So we'll have a cricketer and an Olympian, it looks like.
Yeah. No, well, Nether Soul is another, but he played for Jamaica. He was another cricketer in Parliament years and years ago.
But even what's his name? Former PNP Gensec. His name is slipping me now. He's in St. Andrew.
Who, Julian?
Julian, he's a former cricketer.
At the youth level.
Yes, okay, good.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah. 129 boxes of 135. St. Ann Northwest, Crystal Lee continues to lead, 7,547 votes to Gabriella Morris, 7,240.
You vote then near, man.
That's living. Imagine getting
Manchester.
No tell us that PNP there wait, man.
99 boxes out of 100.
This wasn't no election, we're on.
And this one, okay, Michael Phillips of the PNP, 6,687. Damian Young of the JLP, 5,516. And Trisha Stewart Angus, 36 votes. Okay, let's just give you this last one and then we go to the break. So this is nearly completed. So we can say Everard Warmington, this has been declared. Everard Warmington retains his seat. Let's go to a break. Stay tuned. You can hear some of the critical seats. We're still waiting to hear final results. We're back in a moment.
Final result will be back in a moment. What is Andrew Holiness winning seat? Boy, this Jamaica is a place not really, man. Have you count over back in Prime Minister's seat if you know him? No. That can't write. They can't write. You don't lose it yet. But, look good. We are counting over back. I never hear that one in history yet. This is a history I gone far. We are counting over back in Prime Minister's seat. In the tremble that of us. If you know say I am Prime Minister, no, I don't agree with that neither. The people them where county seat them hide some. I believe that, yeah. Not no more an insult up himself. Lord of mercy. This no look good. Me I listen good panda one and good car. Me not think me a hear right, cause nothing can go so. Andrew seat supposed to hurry down and put up. Andrew not supposed to have struggle for your seat. So I go and go sit down, Me just 9 years good, me have a problem with my ears around what there. Yeah, me never tell you no. Yes, man, me ears are give me trouble. I think me did tell you no. To backside, me ears are give me good trouble. That's why I'm not hear so good tonight. I never hear them something I hear. Me 100% sure say the Prime Minister seat. Fi curry and put on. Nobody not supposed to come. Film part consequence. Film part supposed to be the best. Nobody not supposed to can step in there and give him no argument. By right. It's not safe. It's not safe at all. Me cock fat. It's not safe at all. Backside. What no plan for them? When I miss a minute out there, second.
For staying with us as we continue our live coverage of the 2025 elections. This is Vote 2025. Kalisha is at the EOJ headquarters. Kalisha, what's the latest?
Thanks, Dion. So far, 96% of all boxes counted, and we're seeing the Jamaica Labour Party still maintaining the lead. 34 seats for the Jamaica Labour Party so far, to the People's National Party 29. Going over back to our chart here, looking at the Prime Minister's seat, that's St. Andrew West Central, we're still seeing where the People's National Party's candidate is maintaining the lead in that constituency.
That can't write a box, sir.
105 boxes to go, so we're still not there.
Oh, they are only for
so
boxes
things
to go.
could change in that constituency. Going over now to St. Andrew West Rural, where the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, the incumbent Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, she is still leading in that constituency, 8,290 votes to the People's National Party's candidate, Joan Gordon Webley. She is at 7,157 votes so far, 138 of 140 boxes right there. Now moving further to my right, well, we have some of the declared seats on top in terms of the Westmoreland Eastern, where the People's National Party won that seat. Going down now to Manchester Central, where just one box to go, and the Jamaica Labour Party is maintaining that lead in Manchester Central. Going over now to Portland Eastern, all the boxes have been completed, and the People's National Party's candidate, Isaac Buchanan, has won that constituency. Now, some more updates shortly, because we're almost, as I said, almost there.
Isaac really take it?
6% of the boxes counted. It's back to you.
Thank you so much, Kalisha. And
How would they
really
bomb class?
interesting
Hey.
here.
Portland,
What
getting
we're
Portland
seeing.
people easy.
And let me
After
check
they
in
get so
with
much
our
rascal out of road, yeah.
and see how they're doing. Clifford?
I believe that there's still. I think there's
No, man, come here, I got 40, come, saddle up people, let me see. If me charge up, come in the me come down for go back up every tree, you know.
And I see that's a signal that we're getting. The people want change. We're seeing it in the Prime Minister's seat, and we're seeing it across the country as well.
Consistency is key.
Ah, see, they left on the table, my charger is full.
And we're there. We're almost there.
How with the bumbo like this? Sorry, people. Oh, Isaac win that.
It's clear. Seats,
Me not gonna ride 3 wall of this blood clot week.
winning, holding on to
Me
the
not vote,
seats.
you know.
When you look at Xavier Main performance, when you look at Norman Dunn,
Then after so much
his
rascal
secondary
road the
seat,
people then get.
a surprise is that Anne-Marie Vaz. It's a big surprise. I had Mrs. Vaz in my numbers. It was a seat I thought would have won. It's not to be based on what we're seeing so far, but that's a big surprise for me tonight.
Clifford, what's that surprise?
And I wish you had been having got the color.
Manchester Central was a surprise for me. I think that'll see that we.
How with the blood clot?
So seeing how well Rhoda played out, yeah, that was very much a surprise for me.
Okay. Is it that perhaps you misinterpreted or underestimated the kind of work she's been doing?
Yes, but I think in my head how I had it, or that her I guess win in 2020 was mainly because of how broken the PNB base was at the time. I think, and I thought at the time, Donovan may have done the necessary work to mend the fences in that seat. But I guess her being known to be a hard worker is enough to push her, or was enough rather to push her across the line.
There's Clarendon Southeast, 120 boxes of 144.
I want back to Bumbo.
617. Sion Barneswell of the PNP.
With the rascal this.
Thomas with
The
14.
shock.
And where are we going next? So one of the child siblings remains in Parliament.
And the other one lose.
Norney, Northern, we still have 5 boxes left. Let me see what you think about. Oh, this is, all right, me and the maths. Toba Hamilton of the JLP, let's stick to the numbers. I can't go wrong reading numbers. 7,894 to the PNP's Wickham McNeil, 7,746.
How with the rest? What are going on?
Eastern 94 out of
This not-
9.
No, man.
With of the JLP, 8,000.
This not look good.
Okay, I think
Must be.
8,220, and Norman Scott of the PNP, 6,176. Raymond Dobbs of the JPP, 39 votes. St. Andrew East Rural, 129.
This is a shock. Are you alive?
8,617. Patrick Peterkin, 7,865. Kamisha Hendricks has 46 votes, and Purcell Jackson, 38. Purcell, I think. St. James West Central, here we go.
I want to find Bumbo Clark Ricky Amani.
The JLP's Marlene
You
Malabu,
want to find Ricky? You want to see good come? You want to find Ricky?
Andre Horton of the PNP, 4,122. Clifford Barnett, 15 votes. And St. Anne Southwestern, 86 boxes of 105. Xavier Main of the JLB, 5,837. Danishka Williams, 4,280. Clive Edwards of the JPP, 30 votes. St. Anne Northwestern, 133 out of 135 boxes. And Crystal Lee of the JLP, 7,971 to Gabriella Morris of the PNP.
No charger then front of this.
17.
Up on the table, me put the damn charger and left me just up on it.
Oh. St. Mary's Southeastern. One
Now,
month
what
left
they call
here.
it, right? Can't take a
Norman Dunn of the
losing.
JLP, 5,006. Let's start over. Norman Dunn of the JLP, 6,592. Christopher Brown of the PNP, 6,575. Mark Hutchinson, 26.
That may be the seat I was thinking of in terms of the third candidate, perhaps his vote making the difference. We don't know which way it might have gone, but it raises that possibility.
Central Kingston as well, because the independent in Central Kingston got 23.
Yes.
And there's a difference between Steve McGregor and Donovan Williams of 12.
Trelawney Southern, 26 boxes of 96. Marissa, I feel like we've been stuck here. Marissa Delvin for Philibert, 1,787. Paul Patmore,
This, hey,
1,400.
this race upset.
On the counting, on the numbers a little bit, because, you know,
Nobody believes this.
This particular election, what I had and what I've been sharing throughout the night with Clifford are the seats that the PNP had to take back to win the election. Southeast on the screen now is a weather vane seat. It has voted for the winning party for the last 5 elections, and it has given the nod in this instance to Franklin Witter retaining Southeast. I suspect a similar thing is happening in Southwest, which is the other weather vane seat where Floyd Green there is challenged by Miranda Wellington. And I expect the same out of Western St. Mary. We see the results here for Southwest with some boxes to go where Xavier Main is leading Danishka. So I had about 21 seats that the PNP needed to topple tonight if they were going to win. There's Western St. Mary, the other weather vane, completely declared for Robert Montague, even though the polls going into this, some of them showed that he was treading water. So he's beaten hometown boy Omar Woodbine, not by a lot because he's coming from thousands, but he's won it. So against 21 that I think he needed to take so far, only 14. So the 14, as good as those are, they don't appear that they will be sufficient for them to win tonight.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going over to Western Hanover, where Anthony Lugg is on location.
Thank you so much. So I'm just outside the Watson Taylor Park here in Western Hanover. Everything is still going on over here. I'm now joined by a PNP
What West Ghana is?
outside here. She's extremely excited. Talk to me about
West Ghana is.
I feel extremely happy at this time because I know that Western Hanover is going back to the people.
PNP when you so come.
One man when I tell them
it's still early days yet.
I know.
Nothing has not finished yet. But why is it that you're so confident?
Because of the votes that we already get so far, we know that they're leading. You understand me though? I know that Hedamal is going to be the winner for Western Hanover tonight.
All right, thank you so much. So, as she just said, Heather Miller is going up against the incumbent Tamika Davis of the Jamaica Labour Party. We will be here on the ground. We will be monitoring the situation. It's back to you in studio.
All right, thank you so much, Anthony Log, for that. And as you can see, we have our reporters on the ground. And here you're seeing the numbers. This indeed has been called for Heather Miller Bennett of the PNP. Let me see, there's one box left, but the numbers here, 6,969 votes to Tamika Davis's 5,859. Leonard Sharp of the JPP picking up 54 votes. And we're back with West Central. Has this moved? This hasn't moved. This is the Prime Minister's constituency, listeners and viewers. And,
The upset seat, listen.
we've been
Me can't
seeing
believe
this result for a little while, so we're, of course, monitoring closely to see where it's going and what's happening here. That's St. Andrew West Central. Just to remind our viewers
Portland
that we are
seat.
on radio as well, which is why you hear us reading a lot of the results.
not sound
This
good.
is Clarendon Southeast, 140 boxes of 144. Pernell Charles Jr., 9,207 votes.
Jesus
Sian
Christ.
Barneswell, 7,700.
Me declare that a seat then.
Called now for Pernell Charles officially. Had it been called before? Yes. Yeah? Okay. Okay.
And by the
So
way,
I think which one I haven't seen for a while is that other St. Elizabeth seat. But slowly,
that's Northeast.
yeah, slowly.
Yes.
slowly
Sulika
entering.
won that.
We haven't seen it come
Didn't
up.
Sulika
Yes.
take that?
Was it declared?
I think so.
Well, it hasn't come up for
You could declare.
By the way, it's
that.
particularly important because of what has happened with the telecom services. Many people are actually listening on radio.
Right.
So
Nah,
it's
we
very
got the
important that they
TV
get
now,
these
right?
results.
Yeah.
Here we go. This was with one box left to go, 124 boxes of 125. So Ika Jess of the PNP, 8,283. So this indeed has been declared for Jess of the PNP over Delroy Slowly of the Jamaica Labour Party, who at this point had polled 7,693. And Myrie of the JPP picked up 20, and Joseph Pattison of the UIC picked up 11 votes.
This is a long-standing PNP seat. This is really just a rebalancing of everything with the anomaly of 2020. This is Kern Spencer, Raymond Price, and then Evan Redmond. This used to be a very strong PNP seat, so no surprises there.
I
Roger
would say
Clark's
though,
old seat as well.
that I think one of the things we have seen is, I mean, the rebalancing you're speaking of, sure, but at the same
What
time,
shot me man at East Portland man?
indication that the voters can't be taken for granted.
So,
Look at
come back,
Nottingham,
no, come back to
for
East
instance, where we're
Portland then.
seeing
Yes,
has it been
man.
declared yet? Okay, Toba Hamilton,
Me nah
8,062 votes. Peter McNeil of the PNP, 7,788. So I take your point, Emily, but I also think that we are seeing a new generation of voters, and that seats that previously had been thought safe. I mean,
Yeah, East Portland originally a stronghold.
safe column going forward. Declared now for
Not
Toba
West
Hamilton,
though.
Wickham McNeil having
Wally
traveled
Pop,
across Western Jamaica,
Wally Pop PNP or Labour right past through West where I live. Winning a West.
And again, this was a
But
PNP
East
seat.
Portland
My point exactly.
is originally a
Big
PNP
picture there.
place.
I agree.
Tova Hamilton. She won in 2020. She's back. She's going back to Parliament. Hard-working member of Parliament. I'm very happy for her, just as I'm happy for Rhoda Crawford and many other persons.
But me can't believe Buckingham come here and take it to us. I really Buckingham Palace. May I tell you the truth? Me never expect him to Wally. Me never expect him. No time at all for winning. Me expect if he drop near, but with him taking it, it's a big surprise. Me see some people I'm not seeing years, you know. Remember me drive past around there, you know. Me not see Georgia in years. Georgia not in a politics. Georgia turn out Christian Terrace. And me say Georgia around there take seat. Not like turn up. Whoever they sit down, you know, hear me call her yell her up. Woman like Miss Wood. Them people they are number one inspector police in Portland, yeah. We deal with people good. Yes, man. Once somebody make him lose, man, I get wrecky. Treat people like dog. I want buck for your ass.
For Juliet Holness. So the former speaker holds on to her seat.
Yes.
If we can spend a moment and try and figure out what is happening in West Central St. Andrew, when it comes up on the screen, I want to see what is going on with the Prime Minister.
Me want to
The
see
numbers
too.
haven't moved, so.
But when we get our update, it will move in favor of the Labour Party.
You feel so? Alright.
The numbers,
Right, so the same.
this is the same, that's what I'm saying. It's been the last 2 or 3 times it's come up, it's been the same. So I suspect the next time we see it, it'll probably be completed.
Yes.
I know a lot of the time, well, I get nothing. I know a lot of the time,
That
the
is
people
why-
who are
that-
watching the counting.
And that is why I'm saying when it's changed the next time, you'll see party leader Dr. Andrew Holness.
I mean, what we have is that Northeastern, or what my side is saying, that Southeastern St. Mary has been called for for Christopher Brown.
Yeah.
No,
So-
sorry, you just got yourself in a whole heap of trouble there with your party people there.
Well,
So,
right
so,
now,
there it
right
is.
now,
Yeah.
Dr. Dunn is leading. Yes.
So,
But he hasn't changed from where it was before.
Yeah.
right, so there's only one box left there. And so you're saying
you're
that,
saying it's been called
We're
for.
saying
and that one box has given him,
That's what I'm getting.
yeah.
That's my understanding as well. By 12, I understand.
Another
Norman
one
Dunn
going
has
to
one.
magisterial.
On a magisterial recount.
Yes. But we will see.
So whose column was that in for anybody?
That was a mistake for the PNP in my column. They needed to take back Southeast St. Mary. And they have, but again, I said, based on my count, it's still coming up a little short because of, the other areas that have not come fully. Yeah? So,
That's one of those cases, if indeed that win is confirmed, in which the PNP finally managed to take back a seat that has been with the JLP now for several terms. Yes.
two. And they've taken as well the Southeast St. Catherine with Dr. Alfred Dawes. That is also a big win. Robert Miller losing there, I think we already showed that. But again, when they
did manage to wrestle Central Manchester from Modamoy. That's a big, really big win or hold for the Jamaica Labour Party. So you do take one there, but then you don't take the other, and the numbers just don't add up. Yeah. Marlene Malahoo Fort as well in West Central St. James. I think you were hoping to take that one.
Yes.
You may come up just a little short with that one, even though it's not yet officially completed in terms of counting, but we shall see.
Okay, let's just since you mentioned that, this is the latest we have from West Central St. James, 82 boxes of 106. The JLP's Marlene Malahoo Fort with 4,788. The JLP's Andre Horton, 4,192. Clifford Barnett, 15 votes. We'll go to a break. We're back with our live election show in just a moment.
You wanna see how them a search me? Upper garage. Me can't believe. The one that shocked me can't sleep tonight. Me can't sleep tonight. And my rivals lose Portland. People. No man. And there's a Portland people not easy, you know. Portland this year. And people are some dangerous people. All the dog they wake us now. We say all the dog they wake us now. You think all one time Vals could have win down your son, you know, you listen if you know you're not blowing or nothing. Nothing. Never used to be like that. A big celebration. You hear more when Porty win, everybody around got Porty. Big celebration of the day, people. And a joke me I make. Oh, Portland that mash up. Now the church bell over the southern ring. All the church bell would not ring. I don't joke me I make. You hear how down here quiet? Quiet as a lamb. I know East Portland this. I know West Portland this. Bumbo. The people then take back then. The people then really come out. Come take back Porty. Would I lose? If me did bet me I lose. God no. Me not look for nothing like this. This is a history. This is history. This is history. This is history. History created in Portland.
Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching TVJ's live coverage of the 2025 general elections in Jamaica. So let's just take a moment and bring you up to date with everything that's been going on. I'm your host, Dion Jackson Miller, and with me, Earl Moxham and Emily Shields from the RGR Gleaner Communications Group. Also with us, we have Ron Walsh. He is from Young Jamaica, an affiliate of the Jamaica Labour Party. Clifford James with us as well. From the PNP-YO, the youth arm of the People's National Party. Jamaica's parliament has 63 seats. Now, in the last election, 2020, the Jamaica Labour Party had won with a landslide, relegating the PNP to only 14 seats. So in this election, which party would get 32 seats first and would therefore form the government? And the last count we had got from our reporter who is at the Electoral office tracking was 34 seats for the, here we go with the national count. Now I think these are the declared seats, the completed seats, if I'm correct. 29 for the JLP and 28 for the PNP. The last count we had got, though, in terms of how all the seats were trending, was that the Jamaica Labour Party was leading, we had been told, in 34 seats, and the PNP leading in 29. So there are a few critical seats that we have still been watching. And here we have St. Mary's Southeast. And the PNP's Christopher Brown has taken this with 6,642. He has defeated the incumbent Jamaica Labour Party's Norman Dunn, 6,630.
Why? We didn't know him all lose.
Is an 11 vote difference. Got it right that time.
We'll pause on that because
Just
I
one
think
second.
it's the
Mark
second time.
Hutchinson of the JPP polled 26 votes.
I'm almost sure this is the second time for an 11 vote win in St. Mary, Southeastern. Didn't Dr. Winston Green win by 11 over by the same Dr. Norman Dunn before? So this is interesting. We'll also head to a magisterial recount, but on the night, each of them having the 49.9%, but just split by 11 votes.
All right, we're still stuck on this, but just to remind our listeners as well, the count that takes place on election night is a preliminary count. Now, after tonight, then we will have what is called the final count. At the end of the final count, the parties then have the opportunity or the chance, if they wish, to apply for what is called a magisterial recount, which a parish judge would do. Normally you do that when you have a very, very small margin, as I was saying a little bit earlier on in the evening, a margin of 200 votes or 100 might sound like a very small margin, but you're not going to get that overturned in the magisterial recount. That is when now the parties are going to scrutinize, and the judge would scrutinize every single ballot, and you start to get arguing over where this X was marked, and if this ballot was invalid, and if this one was discarded and should not have been discarded. So there is a process that is going to be put in train as soon as tonight's preliminary counts are over. Here we have Trelawney Southern now, box 44 of 96, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert with 2,823 votes, and the PNP's candidate Paul Patmore, 2,608 votes. Just a reminder for our viewers, for our listeners, you'll hear me, all of us, we're here reading out the counts. That is because we are live on not just radio, but also not just TV, not just the internet, but also radio. So we are accommodating our radio listeners as well. And we thank you all so much for being here with us, wherever it is in the world you are joining us from. We know we have a huge following in the diaspora. We're happy to have you here with us as well. So that one, that still looks like only about 50% gone there. And I know we had heard that Paul Patmore was
likely to do well.
Yes, yes. But we'll see what happens when the final numbers come in there. So I would ask you, Earl, is there anything that has surprised you so far?
No, I expected it to be very close,
Yes.
and therefore I'm not surprised at how close it has turned out to be. I think for many persons, the fact that with 18 boxes left in West Central St. Andrew, that the Prime Minister is, at least by what we have seen, trailing at the moment. But there are still 18 boxes to go, so he could very well, bring it home still.
One of the things our listeners and viewers will have heard throughout the night is you will hear one of the panelists saying something like, it depends where the boxes are coming from. So in other words, you might have one candidate leading in a particular constituency, but if the boxes left to come in are coming from a stronghold of the other party, then you could see that result turned inside out. And that's basically what it is we're kind of seeing happening throughout the night. Sometimes you see the seesawing of the votes going between the two candidates. A lot of the times that's what's taking place. Okay, so now the issue in relation to what happens as soon as this is over, as we've said, the party that is declared the victory, we're going to be declared the victor. We're going to expect to hear, because of course, viewers and listeners, we are going to be with you until the end. So we are going to be waiting to hear whoever gives their victory speech, whoever gives their concession speech. And we were talking the other night, Earl, about a night, in fact, when there was no concession speech.
Yes, and that was 2007. I think it was 2007. It was that close, and Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller did not concede that night. They were awaiting some recounts, but by the next day it was clear that the JLP had won.
Just as though the JLP will win tonight again. So,
Well,
So do y'all actually prepare two speeches? We hear you have to have two speeches, or our people just come out and talk?
Well, I wouldn't know, but I'm sure that the leader of the Labour Party would have prepared one speech, because from the get-go it was clear that Jamaicans would choose Jamaica, and we're seeing it tonight.
Okay, you never stop. You don't stop. You don't stop. Clifford, come.
Excuse, are they choosing Jamaica? Because from what I'm seeing, the PNP has gained massive ground in this election, regardless of who becomes the Prime Minister. I think that's one thing that the PNP should tap on his shoulder.
This is a sport, right? This is a sport. You have to have a winner, you have to have a loser.
Yeah,
Tonight,
I know what
you're
to-
the loser.
And clearly, the most honored Andrew Holness would not be the winner in this situation. Well,
Of course, he's leading the Labour Party to victory.
St. Anne Southwest declared for Xavier Main, and we previously declared the previous seat, which kind of went fast.
Crystal
Lee.
and Anishka.
Right, declared
Anishka Williams.
for, there we go, declared for Crystal Lee of the Jamaica Labour Party. 8,050 votes to 7,488 for Gabriella Morris of the People's National Party.
Right.
Gabriella Morris had been a senator, throwing her hat here into the representational ring.
So
coming up short this time around.
This means there's no change at all in St. Anne. The PNP went in with Southeast, which is their bastion. They've held that. This is Lisa Hanna's seat, Foggy Mullings' old seat, crucial to the PNP base. Northeast St. Anne, which is Shahini Robinson's old seat, has been held by Matthew Samuda. St. Anne Northwest, Crystal Lee won that in 2020 and she has retained it. Fought off the challenge by Gabriella Morris. And then St. Anne Southwest, that's the Xavier Main seat that he has also held, that particular one. So there's no change between 2020 and 2025 in St. Anne.
So here's the question now. So let's assume
Jesus Christ. No, wagon. My back foot. No, sir. This not look good.
Just for argument's sake.
And the party to decide, I suppose.
Emily?
Yeah, there are a couple ways that I will look at this. I keep saying that 2020 was an electoral anomaly. It still is in many respects.
No, what shot me, me can't believe, say.
What has emerged from 2020
Yeah, me I tell you
is
enough,
that
me
the
feel,
people
say,
are willing
choose so much road fixing people, I'm a party people, I'm a party
very
serious.
hard-working
I mean, I tell you, so they're not
parliament.
easy, you know.
Even if that member of parliament started out as an anomaly in 2020, but they've continued to doing good work. So I say this, so I believe Rhoda Moore Crawford, I believe Crystal Lee, and Tova Hamilton, who had some issues. She has clearly rebalanced them. And perhaps it is setting a new sort of trend. If we look at it that way, then perhaps for Mark Golding and the PNP, they shouldn't be so swift to seek to discard him, because they're coming from a point where Dr. Peter Phillips was perhaps deemed to be an individual who could not take the PNP to where the PNP is at this time.
A lot of people hadn't thought Golding would be able to cross the line at all.
Right.
Can I just jump in on you and say that I'm hearing that the official voter turnout has come in at 38.8%, which is
Enough people
bad.
still no vote.
That is 1% above the COVID years.
Yes.
And I certainly, based on the crowds I saw and the anticipation, I thought we were heading to a 55%
Me feel so
voter
too.
turnout. So I don't know what has gone wrong, why so many people have not, but that is something we said we should study again, as we said at the start of the program.
May I take you back to the question of Mark Golding's future in the PNP as leader? We have got to the point now where, so he's 60 this year. If they go to the full term, this incoming administration, he would then be 65. I think more and more voters are not looking too kindly in the Jamaican context at someone taking the reins of government heading towards 70. And I think that might, despite what I said earlier, it may be one of the things that they will consider when deciding whether to stick with the leader or seek a younger person to take them forward.
We need a younger
Now
person.
with Kalisha.
Thank you so much, Diane. So we're almost there. 99% of all the boxes counted. And what I'm seeing behind me, the latest figure, just refreshed, the People's National Party leading in 30 constituencies, the Jamaica Labour Party leading in 33. Now, I'm going to tell you the areas where we're still waiting on all the boxes to be completed. St. Andrew West Central, 83%. The People's National Party leading in that area. Going down now to St. Andrew East Rural, the St. Andrew East Rural, where the Jamaica Labour Party is leading in that constituency. Trelawney Southern, 78% of all boxes counted, and the Jamaica Labour Party is leading in that constituency. Moving over now to Clarendon Northern, 97% of all the boxes counted, and we're seeing where the Jamaica Labour Party, is trailing in that constituency in Clarendon Northern. We're going down, I think that is it in terms of the progress report for all the constituencies so far. So we're waiting just on a few more constituencies to go. We're seeing where Trelawney Southern, that's the one where we're having only 70% just over 70% of all the boxes counted in that constituency as well, Dion. So, well, we're seeing another change, Dion. I tell you, the things can change quite quickly here at the ECJ. I'm seeing now where the Jamaica Labour Party is leading in 34 constituencies, and the People's National Party is
29.
leading in 29 constituencies. And as I said, we're almost at the finish line. It's back to you.
Thank you so much, Kalisha. Great work that you have been doing for us throughout the night. And as you're saying, they just about an inch there from the finish line. So the whole issue now, in terms of the extremely close seats, I think it's 2 we've seen.
Yes, 2 so far.
Yeah.
The Central Kingston and the
Southeast St. Mary.
Southeast St. Mary, which is, I mean, there have been elections where we've seen quite a few more that have been very, very close. But we were talking there about the voter turnout because, again, this suggests that neither party is exciting the electorate beyond your narrow base. If we can't even get the 4 out of 10 registered voters deciding to come out to vote. So I'm not sure where that leaves us or where we're going with this project we call democracy.
By the way, despite all that has been said tonight about the individual performances of MPs, one wonders what impact the last minute promises in terms of various forms of tax relief, etc., might have had on the votes of some of these constituencies where, somebody's decision to go, for example, for the promise of minimum wage increase, or go for the pension, or go for the
That's one of the things I've been saying, in fact, is that the polling numbers that we had been getting, when I looked at the dates that the pollsters were in the field, so many things happened after that.
So it wasn't tracking with those.
Yeah, in terms of debates, in terms of the announcement, in terms of the, even the manifestos in some cases being released and what was happening. So I always felt that those poll numbers weren't going to give us a really indicative sense. But as Don said, his polls had indicated that we were going to see a close election, and indeed we've seen that.
Yeah.
And I think there's been a lot of attempts to try and discredit the RGR Gleaner Dunn and some polls, and I think what we're seeing here from this election is that they were tracking.
Yeah, but it was always going to be a close election in my view. And I think the context is so important. This is the first time ever that a Jamaica Labour Party government is facing the possibility of a third term in office. And on top of that, all of the challenges.
Hold on, Emily. Here's an update. 93 boxes of 105 in the Prime Minister's constituency. He's now ahead here. 5,387 votes to Paul Buchanan of the PNP, 4,904. So 93 boxes, so that is 5 and 7, which is 12 boxes left to count.
This side. No, I can.
Look good at first. When you look at that, Prime Minister, they are back.
With the change in the set, because that must have been a moment. Paul Buchanan did say he's going to unseat Andrew Holness, and he has come pretty close, but things are changing. Yeah, Trelawney South. I think we had a look at that before.
Declared.
No, it's declared.
Yes.
So that's reverted to the norm.
That
In
was
terms of
expected.
expectations.
That is Marissa Dalrymple Philibert. She walked out the parliament, she resigned, she went back, she won the seat in a by-election. They call her Mama down there for good reasons, Mama D, and she's back.
She has delivered.
Yes.
Once again.
But I'm saying the context of this election is that it's an historical first for the JLP, and there is a third term syndrome. As we look at West Central, St. James, where Marlene Malahoo Fort is leading with 91 of 106 boxes there. She's leading Dr. Andre Horton, 5,157 to 4,710 for Andre. So you're battling that third term syndrome, and for all of the kitchen sink and so forth that has been thrown at Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party, one really shouldn't be able to recover from that and to even win a third term with all of those conditions prevailing. So I think when the history books are written, there are a lot of pluses
that have to go to the JLP. A lot of pluses too to Mark Golding for bringing back the PNP from near virtual electoral dead to making them reclaim some of the seats that they lost in 2020.
I think we're seeing live pictures here of the JLP headquarters.
Yes.
So we're waiting to go back to the headquarters and to hear what's happening. Of course, as soon as the various leaders are ready to speak, we'll have that live for you as well.
And by the way, if indeed the turnout for this election is only 1% above 2020, it also says something about the significance of the PNP's move from 14 seats last time to 29 or thereabouts this time. It would seem, therefore, that the PNP has recovered a significant portion of the vote.
Because when you looked at the numbers, between 2016 and 2020, yes, the voting was down and people were saying COVID and so on. But when you looked at the actual numbers, the PNP had lost 127,000 voters. The JLP had lost only about 28,000. And as I mentioned, there were some constituencies in which the JLP actually managed to increase its vote count. Is this the same number or it gone
No,
up?
it has gone up.
97.
Watch me, friend.
Boxes here out of 105.
What,
The
yeah?
bonus of the JLP 5,989 of the PNP
Today, ma'am?
4,923.
A porty.
And I think a story will have to be told as well about this comeuppance with the 3rd of September. Because it was the 3rd of September 2007.
Yes.
3rd of September 2020,
A tambourine never lick up them.
16, yes.
2020 rather,
2020.
and now the 3rd of September 2025, which is the first,
And we get ourselves into a cycle where every 3rd of September
is probably, we're talking fixed election day, but it
Tell us
was
let me
the
see Andrew up there, man.
3/3 of September for the first third term for the GLP.
Just to say the seat has now been
I want my boy there and my girl the son now.
You did say that.
Very good run, Mr. Buchanan. Very good run, Paul Buchanan. You did promise you'd beat Andrew Holness, and you came pretty close to that because I didn't even look at West Central in my calculation because I thought it was a done deal. But he's done well. Yeah?
Chief, are you ready to concede it?
The people in my valley vote for Buckingham too, because the lady she sell her 99. And up in the valley she live.
Done amazing tonight in many different ways.
Me know where she live, way up in the valley there. Same valley where them fix.
I think Mark Golding and Dayton Campbell has done well in bringing back the party and has represented what the PNP is to the Jamaican people. And has sold the PNP to many people as well. Because as I said before, the whole country in general has signaled that they want some sort of change. Whether it is from the MP level or whether it's from the national level, they want to see some sort of change.
But still with only 38% of the vote.
There are numerous accounts for that, like the mishap with today and the growing trend of voter apathy. But in general, people want to see some level of change.
I think what the Jamaican people want is to continue with the Labour Party. When you look at what has happened since 2016 until now.
Sorry, hold on. The voter turnout doesn't support that, Because what you have...
Yeah, JLP return to government, you know.
50, 60...
Andrew will win his seat.
Of registered voters.
Yeah, man, Andrew win his seat.
Right. So that's if 3 out of 4 registered voters came out. 6 out of 10 didn't come out. And when I did the math in 20...
But Portland East gone back to PNP.
When you actually looked at how many people had voted for the party in power, which is a JLP, it was actually only...
But if me that bet, boy, me that bet some Miss Vals are going.
The voter turnout.
They vote out to backside. So Portland and a Vals land again.
From the voting public as a whole.
A Buckingham and Vals land
Yes,
now.
we won, but surely
It's not
it
green
was
right
sobering.
through.
So that's why I'm taking issue.
Vals win back in seat, don't you?
People wanted, because in fact it's a minority
But it is.
who have put you into power. I know it's winner takes.
She must shock, man.
Yeah, I agree.
What could
At
I...
the same time, it is the persons who come out to vote. Yes. So what we have.
No, stop right there. That's the point, Listen
what
to
I'm
what you
saying-
just said. The persons who came out to vote, most people didn't.
No, it's able to turn anyway because them alone can't talk in our parliament. Neither parliament are going to share.
What does that say about the
Crawford winning seat too.
And that's where I'm going.
Okay.
I think that is what we have to do as political parties. You know, we have to engage. We have to find new strategies to engage the Jamaican people. And that is something that we, as a political
History make it third term, but the third term not nice.
start to look at, because
The third term I share evil with them.
something last
Yes.
election, and now it's at 38.
There's so much PNP are going to go see them.
1990.
And them alone can talk now and say what they want. Say the opposition, they have opposition now.
0.28. So,
But in all fairness, Rowan, I don't know what can be done to get people out. If people were not electrified for this election,
Hold on, stick a pin for me.
I don't
Let's
know
go
what.
over to the JLP headquarters. Andre is on location.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dion. The mood here at the JLP headquarters shifted a bit earlier when they saw the numbers of Paul Padmore in the Prime Minister's constituency when he was leading a bit. So the numbers shifted a bit. I'm going to speak to this supporter. When you saw the numbers shifted for the Prime Minister's constituency, what was going through your mind?
I mean, I wasn't devastated by that. If you recall the last election, when the count started for the Prime Minister's seat, he was also trailing. So if you look at the historic count of that seat, you see that the Prime Minister is always trailing, and then in the end, he became victorious. So tonight was no different for me, because I understood what happened at my first time in that election. So while he was trailing, I knew that in the end, the Prime Minister would come home. He is our one PNP, he is our broker, he is the helm of the Jamaica Labour Party. So there could not be a third term without Andrew Holness. So once we knew that we were winning the third term, Andrew Holness.
1 to Senton.
Were you always a JLP supporter?
Yeah, well, from the time I started following politics, I became a JLP supporter because I vote based on policies and not family lines and traditions. So I'm not a die-hearted comrade or a die-hearted JLP.
Wow.
I vote based on policies and the history of Jamaica's politics as well. So the JLP has always been better in terms of managing the economy. The JLP is founded out of a need to support the working class. I'm a working class. I'm looking forward to climb that corporate ladder. And the JLP has statistically in history done better for working class and for the economy. So I had to support the
Right,
JLP.
and very quickly before we go, because we got so excited to talk, I forget to ask you your name and which constituency you voted in.
So my name is Ramon Bradshaw, and I voted in Eastern Secretary. It's not PNP fairly, but I still exercise my right to vote.
Thank you so much. And as you can see, Dion, the party-like atmosphere has...
And that me said too, in my opinion, his seat should have handled up. What you want?
Thank you so much, Andrew. So let me just go back
That
to the
no.
turnout issue.
All in the pan ya green straight to
Where you're
them.
coming from. Just to remind you, you're watching TVJ's live coverage of the 2025 general election. I'm Dion
Oh, yeah,
Jackson.
Regina,
Thank
please.
you all so much for staying with us across the platforms, on radio, on TV, on YouTube,
Listen.
on media.com. Those of you here at home and those of you abroad, we are happy to have had you. And
For
we hope you
Mrs.
continue
Valls
to us. We're taking you right
Rasta.
till the end of tonight. All right, so if we just look at the later years, because we know, earlier and all kind of things that go on. So if we look at from 96, let's choose 97. That was a 65% voter turnout, right? 2002, we were down to 59%. 2007 was 61. 2011, we're at 53%. 2016, as I said, the first year we fell below 50% with 48%, and 2020, 35%, and now 2025, 38% voter turnout, only 4 in every 10 registered voters bothering to come out and vote. Emily was saying something before we paused, saying she's not sure what else we can do. But Emily, my view has always been, I have never thought that the two major parties have seriously tried to attract anybody other than their base. When you even look at the campaigning, what is the campaigning? It's under the point, orange and green and make noise on the campaign trail. It's fun to watch. It really is. But for people who are not inclined to join,
Me don't know, baby. Me not vote, you know.
the singing of the songs and whatever, I want serious engagement.
Me I want out like 6 out like 10 when I vote. No vote.
For people who are not looking for that, I have not seen either party making any serious attempt to pull in everybody else.
But let me try and respond to it. I don't know the answer to all of that, but the numbers can't be quoted in a vacuum. When we were at 1997 with 65.22%, there was 1.1 million voters on the list.
In Canada.
In 2000,
Wallet Potty. PNP win Potty. Miss Valls lose.
In 2007 with 61.4
Buckingham win Potty.
36 million. For whatever reason, in 2016, we
That was a Portland and a Valls land again.
people on this list.
Portland is not Valls land anymore.
Million. And in September 2020, we're at 1.9. This election, we're 2.07. Where so much people come
Shocking.
from when we have
40 gone back orange.
In Jamaica. Is the list completely clean of dead people? And are there dead people on the list who can't make it? And so the voter turnout will never be larger than it is because we have a ballooning list for hundreds of thousands of people that we need to double check. I don't understand it. And the reason I'm asking this question tonight is because I have been watching elections since 1980. This is the first election I'm seeing such fervor and energy. Every man and them dog. Every animal in the house energized.
Hold the man and the dog for me. Let's just go to the break. I'm told the updated voter turnout figure, 39.33%. 39.33%, and we're back right after this.
No, look, you so much people come out. Enough people stay back, man. Enough people, enough labor right now vote too. See like how and the PNP they don't wait. Same like how before the PNP they don't vote. See people they must celebrate from this evening. When me they are voting, they must then celebrate and really take you home. Yeah, man, then take you home. Why? A green, you say, yeah. Right now, you can't put up so green. You have to put up green and orange, sweetheart. The country split in at two. I want a landslide no go on. So now the decision them now go be like before. A decision then not gonna be like before. You have to get one nether. Yeah, I told them I was running. A long time me no see Mario. Who win? Labour right win. Labour right win. But PNP in there. If you understand politics, it's close. So now you're gonna have Labour right say the cup green and PNP are go over there, so them are gonna have opposition in our house now. So it's not a one-sided house anymore. Don't worry yourself. Do what you have to do, sweetie pie. Well, I don't think that possible now, say. Wife and husband are going to run it now. A whole heap of difference it are going to make. Whole heap of difference. Whole heap of difference. It are going to make. With PNP have so much seat, it's going to make a whole lot of difference with that. Emily sound upset though. Calm down, girl. None of you upset about. If Labour right did lose and have the same amount of seat, it all split in two. No one decision can make. We say Emily Shields are PNP. And that you tell me. She would have been stupid to vex. Must be stupid to vex. Because the house now empty again. They have two sides, they have opposition now. The only somebody supposed to vex is Miss Miles. I want to go look for Dirty Ricky. Yeah, go down tomorrow. I have to go look for Ricky. That drunk crow. Yes, ma. You're supposed to barely live in your water. I chew that boy there, our son with you. Our son with you. Yeah. Yeah, man. She don't have nothing about she. She get 2 house in a PNP time and sell them and come back and get house again. Leg off my original people them. And that catch them, yes? Yeah, they let go your original people them feed that. You have people who just switch and come. We do who much in long time days and come back now, come switch. And at them, yeah, put up front to people where fight long time on the ground and who do hard work on the ground. God not like ugly. God do not like ugly. God not like ugly. You unfair for your personal vote Labour right now all the while. Our new PNP where used to be the boss. A PNP company and I rule all Labour right. And I tell all and I cuss off all Labour right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Prospect our biggest division, you know, and then losing in a parish council, you know. Yeah, we are winning seat. And prospects, which party did see me go there so where police and all that's our biggest seat, you know, me that tell you now
Okay, so you're
anchovy.
watching there a live feed from PNP headquarters. You can see that the president of the PNP, Mark Jefferson Golding, is getting ready to speak. As soon as he starts to speak, we'll go back. Let me just remind you, you're watching TVJ's live coverage of the 2025 elections. And with me all night, I've had from the RGR Gleaner Group, Emily Shields, as well as Earl Moxham. And with us as well from the PNP YO, we've had Clifford James and Ron Walsh from Young Jamaica, the affiliate. Let's go over to PNP headquarters.
Comrade General Secretary, comrade officers, all the comrades on the platform, all the comrades in the audience, all the people of Jamaica who are listening, watching. First of all, I think it's my duty as a believer in democracy to acknowledge and concede the result and to congratulate our opponents, the Jamaica Labour Party, for their victory tonight. Jamaica's democracy is important and we must cherish it. Sometimes it brings bitter disappointments. Sometimes those disappointments are laced with a tinge of a sense that not all is fair and just, but it is very, very important that we put democracy ahead of all of those feelings. And I accept the result of these elections, and although obviously I'm very disappointed in the outcome, I think it is only correct to expressly acknowledge the success that our opponents have managed to gain today. I want to thank a lot of people. And first of all, I have to thank the comrades and supporters of South St. Andrew for standing with me, for coming out today in their numbers, and for giving us a decisive victory in the constituency, which I have the honor to serve. I also want to thank our campaign team, led by our campaign director, our general secretary, Dayton Campbell, Dr. Dayton Campbell. Also, a newly minted member of parliament. Congratulations to him on his victory in East and Westmoreland. And all the other members of the campaign team who worked with him. There are a number of names there. I don't want to attempt to go through all those names because I'm going to probably forget somebody and then I'll regret it. But they have done a tremendous job. The communications team, I want to thank them publicly for the work they have done. And that is a night and day kind of job. Starts very early in the morning and goes on till late at night. So their commitment to the task at hand is remarkable, and I want to thank them deeply for it. All of our candidates who ran in this election and their campaign teams, I want to thank them for their effort, for their commitment to the country, to the democratic process. I want to, of course, congratulate the 29 who have been successful tonight. And we have more than doubled our number of MPs tonight.
True. We're not going back.
And for those who were not first, and they still committed themselves extremely well. And I want to say that this was a wonderful demonstration of the maturity of Jamaica's political process, that we could go through such a closely fought election without any violence to speak of. And we must all give ourselves a round of applause. In our homes, you're listening here at headquarters, because that was not always the case. And I want to just thank all of the pioneers who led that process to where it is today, where I think we can safely say that Jamaica is a place that really cherishes and respects the democracy that we have built. I want to thank the people of Jamaica for having received us so well and having given us hundreds of thousands of votes and given us 29 seats. We don't take that for granted. We thank you for your time today. I know the voting was often painfully slow, and that's an issue which more will have to be said about, because it's an undemocratic situation when people, elderly and other people, have to be in the hot sun lining up to vote for sometimes hours, and it should not be that way. We should do better, and we have to do better. I must tell you that I'm proud of the platform that we put forward for the people of Jamaica. It was a truly progressive platform, a platform that offered a radical reform to the land tenure issues that have plagued this country for centuries. A radical platform that would have enhanced the standard of living and quality of life of those working families that are struggling to survive now by giving them significantly lower tax burdens on their income. Progressive in a social justice sense as well, around issues such as beach reform, contract work, and other things which really need to be addressed because there are injustices in our society which cannot be tolerated and should be modified and rejected in their current form. So I just want to thank all of the team that came together and developed those ideas and put them forward boldly and without reticence. And I think that for many Jamaicans, they saw the benefits and the power that that platform and those ideas and proposals would have delivered. So ladies and gentlemen, for us it's a difficult night. This is not an easy speech to make. One wasn't hoping for a result which is not success. And it means that the government will get its third term, and we will have as a nation to deal with that going forward. But the People's National Party, I'm happy to tell you, is alive and well, is a powerful political organization. And has embraced modernity in its methods, and has definitely, I think, over the last few years, come a long way towards being a competitive political force in Jamaica. And as the General Secretary said, the work begins right away to prepare ourselves for the next opportunity to offer ourselves to serve the nation in government. And I believe the people will, in due course, give us that chance. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, the word is love. Power to the people. God bless you all. Thank you for your support.
Listening there to the President of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, giving his concession speech. The final seat count, 34 seats to the Jamaica Labour Party, 29. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that in case I mislead anyone. Just to remind everybody that what has been done tonight is a preliminary count. So the seat count at the end of the preliminary count is 34 for the Jamaica Labour Party, 29 for the People's National Party. The final count is going to take place, and then we're expecting, certainly in at least those two constituencies in which we saw razor-thin margins of about 11 and 12 votes, we are expecting those to go to magisterial recount, and then we'll see what happens after that. We are seeing on screen the Prime Minister at JLP headquarters, seeing there a jubilant Desmond McKenzie on the mic as well, seeing Delroy Chuck, and we will be handing over to the JLP headquarters soon as well. Babsy Grange, and you can... Horace Chang, I saw Kamina Johnson Smith there as well.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And we're witnessing for the first time in contested elections a Jamaica Labour Party government that is having a third term. They had 2 terms between 1980 and 1983 was uncontested, and they faced the possibility of a third term in 1989, but 83 being uncontested, this is the first contested third consecutive term that they have won, and this says something about the organization as well, all of the challenges that this particular man had, and all that he was made to answer for, some of which will continue after this election, and no doubt intensify because of the increased numbers on the opposition.
Now, I got 40 mega, 14 in my bed.
So it does
How
promise
send
to
me
be
on my bed?
an interesting
Send me
parliamentary year.
There's something else very interesting to the Andrew Holder story. In addition to getting a third term as Prime Minister, he also had that very small term from October 23, 2011 to
29th of December.
Actually to the 5th of January when he handed off the Boko.
Just to remind our listeners and hearers, what Earl is referring to there is the fact that Bruce Golding, former Prime Minister, stepped down as Prime Minister.
You know, that me get a call me, I make nice.
Was elected Prime Minister by his colleagues in Parliament.
By agreement, yes.
Yes, I was trying to find the right word. Thank you so much, Emily. By his colleagues in Parliament, and on that occasion, he gave in to the call from the People's National Party to call an early election, which he lost. But he certainly, in the meantime, regrouped. Yeah, and you could see his political growth during that time in opposition.
And had he not survived that challenge in 2013, he would have gone into obscurity.
Yes. That's where I was getting to, because, leader...
Sorry, challenge, remember?
Challenge international from all the show.
Yes, leader of the party.
All right, that was it.
Mr. Golden stepped aside, and of course...
Oh, I know Labour right there on my year way.
Movement, he...
The Prime Minister says, so
difficult time, but not only that, he has really structured and organized his political party into a modern political party. 2013, challenge for leadership.
Labour right for hug up themselves, PNP for hug up themselves.
2020,
incident free away from Portland.
2025,
What they say?
again,
A PNP run over, a Labour right run over a PNP woman.
Another election.
Okay, I know Clifford. We need to bring in Clifford, but before that, let me go back to Janello to show us what Gordon House will now be looking like.
Thank you so much, Dion. Well, when we started this broadcast, in fact, leading up to today's election, it was 49-14. But after the ballots have been counted, it is 34-29. Now, will Gordon House continue to look like this after the magisterial recount? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, Dion. Until then, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Janella. As we've been saying, one thing is for sure, we're seeing a much more balanced parliament and likely to be all the better for
True, better for the country.
Listening to Mark Golding there.
I think though we may have lost, I think a lot should be credited to him and Dayton Capital. We have brought back what the PNP was, a unified party, a strong party, a competitive party there in the elections. So I think there's a lot to tap on our shoulders. We moved from 14 to now 29 seats. That's a lot to do in less than a short span of time, especially coming out of a very serious leadership challenge. And many things mounted against it. I mean, especially multiple seats where we have past members who are going against current challenges, current PNP challenges in these seats as well. So I think there's a lot to be glad for as I cover it myself. But there's a lot of work to be done. But I don't think we're in a bad position now. We may not have four government, but I think we're in a good place. I think what the party should do now is not to go back to where it was in that 2016 time after we had lost then. I think now we should work on where we are and just move forward.
Well, the party hasn't shown that it can manage leadership challenges very well, though. I mean, the last is what, 3? Just ripped you apart.
That's something I hope we have learned. And I'm now going to apply, a different metric of how we take on successions, if any is even required at this point in time.
Okay. But you feel how?
Is that a feel?
How you feel?
Corey, now?
Yeah.
I feel good. We have moved from
Now
40 to 29 seats.
Shake me up.
Okay. Mr. Golding's concession speech earlier is always
You can't believe Miss
important.
Vaz.
Very important. I think he struck some right notes. The
See, I like
it
how
was
she
a
feels
bruising
shake
campaign,
up my feet shake.
and hard words were exchanged.
It's not in my area, and I
So
couldn't help
again, it will
it.
take time.
But me, I say, boy,
Some sort of
as I say, you know, jump
some of
up
the
on
feelings
politics.
between the two parties and the two leaders.
Me, I say,
But
boy,
he
she
did what
work, so
was expected
I
of
see
him under these
it.
circumstances, and it is
Make sure you're supposed to keep your
Jamaica's
yourself.
democratic traditions that we do that. In fact, we have done better than the United States sometimes in that respect.
All right, so we're still waiting to join the Prime Minister to hear his victory speech, but let's go to another break. We soon come.
Me not tell no lie. If not, me say. One time they say you could have bet your house, mother bet for me. Nobody could have tell me say that man I win tonight. That never went nowhere in my idea. Say that man I win tonight. God no. I'm frightened, I'm afraid. I really politics. I'm frightened, man. Yeah, after I pray with us, I speak with God, but they don't go Bibles. I know that man bomb. So. Yes, Baba. Shock as ever, Portland seed shock, man. Nobody could have told me so that man can win. Yeah. No, me never expect him to win. Jano. I'm sure that Shaka will heap up people.
Choose Jamaica. Strong with them. Thank you. Hold on. We're preparing ourselves for the third term address from the greatest Prime Minister leader in the Western Hemisphere. You're right. So we invite from Central, St. Catherine, Babsy, Olivia, Ray.
I just want to say to all of you, I thank you for demonstrating that you have faith in our leader, the most honorable and your holiness. I want to thank you for showing that you have faith in the members of parliament of the Jamaica Labour Party and those who have committed themselves to serve you. I want to especially thank my people in Central St. Catherine, in Spanish Town. Jamaica Labour Party. I want to say to all of you in Jamaica that the Jamaican people know what they want and they know what is good for Jamaica. And that is why we have been given the third term. And your lives will be better because we are going to be doing that much more for you. I want you to just pray that God give the leader the strength, the wisdom, and the stamina to continue to serve Jamaica and fight for Jamaica. Love you, man. And cook food. Love you all. God bless you all. And God bless Jamaica, the land we love.
Thank you. Coming up, the 7-star General of Area Council 1, General Chuck.
No, what? Emily fix or something? It's not my fault. Alright, we're not going on a bed. Emily something my drop out. Soon in the morning, bless up on yourself. Emily something not play good. So I mean even nobody run down go noise. Later guys. Thank you for no support. We all love and leave, you know. Me gone with a shock. Portland upset the derby. Ross Buchanan. No master. It's not look right. I hope you pay your work. Finish off somebody something them with the people then will hold it against you. Good night, my sweetheart. Thank you very much. See you in the morning. Nothing, me no know. Nothing, me I get up so early. I'm not go drop asleep now. Me I go lie down and wonder could I walk past all of this.